Radhe Ramuji, Radhe Radhe all. For the past few discussions, Ramuji, you told us that we can strengthen our observing mind and our intellect through Mahamantra meditation. So my question to you is, can you please explain the difference between the mind and the intellect?
All right. About 25 years back, I heard it from one lecture of our beloved Guru Maharaj when he was talking about Ramana Bhagavan's Upadesa Saram. Okay? Now, when the air moves, depending on how it moves, how fast it moves, and in what pattern it moves, we give it various names, isn't it? If it is just a waft of cool breeze, we call it breeze. In Tamil, we call it tendral. If it is a little more strong, we call it wind. If it goes round and round, we call it hurricane. And if it comes with extreme rains in India, we call it storm. If it is something which is so powerful that it can even lift things off the floor, you call it a twister, right? You call it tornado. But all these are nothing but air moving. Similarly, whatever is happening within us in form of thoughts, depending on the quality and the action of the thought, depending on how it behaves, we give it different names so that it can be managed easily. When the thoughts are just thinking about, shall I do this, shall I not do this, do I need to do this, etc., we call it mind. And this word mind is a common term for all the activities of thought. Okay? So if I say mind in isolation, it means everything a thought does. But if I say mind and intellect, then I bring in a small difference or some specific definition for the mind. Any thought is called mind. It's called manas. That which doubts, that which is suspecting something. Is this a small stick or is it a flagpole? Is this snake or is it just a piece of rope? All these doubts you have, it's called manas in Indian languages. The moment I come to a clear understanding and I come to a conclusion about a knowledge, it is called buddhi. One of the great acharyas, Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada, says, Nischayatmakam buddhihi. If I come to a nischayam, you all know what nischayam, right? It is determined, it is clear, it knows. It is called buddhi. This buddhi is generally what is called in English loosely as intellect. There is also a part of my thoughts which is recollecting what happened in the past. Recollecting my knowledge which I have gained in the last few years of my life. It is called chittam. And so when we say that the buddhi is sharpened, mind or thoughts can go here and there. Can I do this? Oh my God, I need to do that tomorrow. I shouldn't have done like that yesterday. All these are thoughts. Buddhi with determination is, if it rules our inner world, then our internal energy, mental energy is not frittered away by all these random thoughts. Most of it are ants, as I told you, automatic negative thoughts. So when we do Mahamantra, what happens is, we have the ability to do two things. Be with me, slowly. You have asked a beautiful question. First, we need to be aware that I am distracted inside. I need to be aware of my inattention. For example, I can randomly be thinking about something for half an hour and not even realize it. Suddenly I realize, oh my God, it's already half an hour gone. So the first step is to be aware that I am having dispersive thoughts which are of no use to me. Some random thoughts I'm having. So the first thing an intellect or buddhi does is to be aware that these are the thoughts which are running in my head and these are not adding any value. And the next step would be coming to a conclusion or a determination, this is what I need to do right now. All this is done by intellect. The moment you start doing Mahamantra meditation more and more, this is what I have observed. That a major portion of my internal mental energy is more in the observing mode and a small portion is in the thinking mode. Intelligent people observe. They understand. They observe what is happening outside. They observe what is happening inside. That's why they are very influential. Many times when I am rambling, for example, I don't even observe whether the other person is getting bored or not. But if I am an observing person, I would, while talking, also observe around me what is happening, what is the reaction I am getting, what is the response I am getting, and fine tune my talking or my behavior based on what I observe. And that awareness is initially brought in by intellect. And Mahamantra meditation would make us come to this one-pointed mind of paying attention or getting into the focus mode when I need to, especially when I'm preparing for something very important and all that, and not allow this random thoughts mind, which is automatic negative thoughts. Whatever I've been thinking yesterday, I again think now. If I strengthen my intellect, which is my buddhir balam, I can reduce my ants, automatic negative thoughts. It is my conviction and experience that Mahamantra meditation does that. So that's the difference between thoughts in a general term, which we called as manas, versus buddhi, nischayatmakam. It is very nischaya, it is very determined, it is very clear. That portion is called buddhi. All these are happening in our brain, all these are happening inside us. When the thoughts are random, doubting, is this, is that, etc., we call it mind. When the same thoughts are very determined and very conclusive and clear, we call it buddhi. When the mind is absolutely quiet and merely observing, we call it awareness. All these happen, see, I'm sitting on a stage out here. As per Sanatana Dharma, whether it is mind or buddhi or chittam or intellect or all that, it all happens in the stage of consciousness. Okay, consciousness is like the stage on which I am sitting. When I practice Mahamantra meditation or chanting of Mahamantra long enough, coupled with Kripa of our beloved Guru Maharaj, one day the stage will be empty, which means stage alone will remain, which means I am in that state of constant awareness and consciousness. Generally, that is the aim of any religion. That stage, people say, is very joyful. That state is filled with true love. That state is when we are truly selfless in the Western term. And we can taste a little bit as we practice Mahamantra meditation more and more. And it takes only the Kripa of a Guru for us to taste it, and even more so for us to be in that state of silence inside, which will happen to all of us, because it's not an accident that you are all a part of the satsang. Be a little patient and persevere. You will start tasting it more and more. That's the difference. Mind, intellect, and the stage on which the mind or the intellect or recollection or memory, all that is there, the stage is consciousness. The moment all this keeps silent, that which remains is only consciousness, which is awareness, which is called jnana or moksha.